The story of Balaam's talking donkey is one of the most fascinating episodes in the Bible, filled with supernatural occurrences and divine intervention. This tale takes place during the Israelites' journey towards the Promised Land, after they had escaped from the bondage of Egypt. The protagonist of this story is Balaam, a renowned diviner and prophet, who was summoned by Balak, the king of Moab. Balak, fearful of the Israelites' growing numbers and strength, sought Balaam's assistance in cursing them. Balaam, initially reluctant, eventually embarked on a journey that would forever change his life. As Balaam set out on his journey, a seemingly trivial event occurred. His faithful donkey, typically obedient and reliable, abruptly refused to move forward. Frustrated with the animal's behavior, Balaam struck the donkey, urging it to continue. However, to the astonishment of Balaam, the donkey spoke, questioning why it was being mistreated. In this inexplicable moment, the divine realm intersected with the natural world, and Balaam's eyes were opened to the miraculous power of God. Realizing the extraordinary nature of this event, Balaam's eyes were opened to the spiritual significance of his journey. The Lord had sent an angel to stand in the path, invisible to Balaam, but visible to the perceptive donkey. The angel's purpose was to prevent Balaam from cursing the Israelites, as they were a blessed nation. In light of this revelation, Balaam repented and acknowledged his wrongdoing. The diviner now understood that his prophetic abilities were subject to the will of God. Continuing on his journey, Balaam met Balak, who eagerly awaited his arrival. Balak, anticipating the diviner's ability to pronounce curses, hoped that Balaam would bring calamity upon the Israelites. However, Balaam's newfound understanding compelled him to speak only the words that God put in his mouth. Despite Balak's persistent requests for curses, Balaam instead uttered blessings over the Israelites. It became evident that the Lord's favor rested upon God's chosen people, and no curse could override this divine protection. In a series of 4 encounters with Balak, each time the king sought Balaam's curse, blessings were proclaimed instead. Each proclamation emphasized the greatness and blessing of the Israelites, signifying God's unwavering faithfulness to his chosen people. Balaam's words were not his own, but spoken with the authority and guidance of the Lord. The donkey that had spoken earlier also became a symbol of obedience and revelation, embodying the transformative power of divine intervention. To the story of Balaam's talking donkey, we learn valuable lessons about obedience, humility, and the sovereignty of God. Balaam's initial desire to curse the Israelites was driven by personal gain and worldly ambitions. However, his encounter with the supernatural made him realize the futility of opposing God's divine plan. Balaam's journey became a pivotal moment of transformation, shifting his perspective from self-interest to reverence for the Lord. Furthermore, the account of Balaam's talking donkey reveals God's ability to use even the most unexpected means to communicate his messages. Through an animal, God reminded Balaam of his sovereignty and redirected his path. This story is a reminder that God's ways are higher than our ways, and his plans can unfold in the most astounding and unconventional ways. As we navigate our own journeys in life, Balaam's story encourages us to seek alignment with God's will and to remain attuned to his voice. Just like Balaam, we may encounter unexpected obstacles or messages along the way, but it is our response and obedience that ultimately shape our path. The tale of Balaam's talking donkey is a timeless reminder that God's intervention can transform our perspectives, redirect our actions, and lead us toward a future filled with hope and salvation.